Traditional rank amongst European royalty, peers, and nobility is rooted in late antiquity and the Middle Ages, although they vary over time and between geographic regions. The following is a reasonably comprehensive list that provides information on both general ranks and specific differences. Ranks and title. Sovereign. The word monarch is derived from the Greek mu omicron nu alpha rho iota sigma monarchos, sole ruler, through the Latinized form monaca. The word sovereign is derived from the Latin above. Autocrat is derived from the Greek alpha tau omicron kappa rho alpha tau omega rho, alpha tau omicron sigma and kappa rho alpha tau epsilon iota nu, and may be translated as one who rules by himself. Common titles for European and Near Eastern monarchs. Note that many titles listed may also be used by lesser nobles, non-sovereigns, depending on the historical period and state. The sovereign titles listed below are grouped together into categories roughly according to the degree of dignity, these being imperial, high royal, royal, others, and religious. Imperial titles. Emperor, from the Latin imperator, meaning commander or one who commands. In English the feminine form is empress. The realm of an emperor or empress is termed an empire. Other words meaning emperor include Caesar. The appellation of Roman emperors derived from the Roman dictator Julius Caesar, whose great-nephew and adopted son Gaius Julius Caesar Augustus became the first emperor of Rome. Augustus's four successors were each made the adoptive son of his predecessor, and were therefore legally entitled to use Caesar as a constituent of the names after Nero. However, the familial link of the Julio-Claudian dynasty was disrupted and use of the word Caesar continued as a title only. Tsar, Csar, Tsar, derived from Caesar. The feminine form Tsarina, primarily used in Bulgaria, and after that in Russia and other Slavic countries. Kaiser, derived from Caesar, primarily used in Germanic countries. Basileus, from Mycenaean Greek meaning chieftain, later used for the Roman emperors of the Byzantine period. Samrat is an ancient Indian title sometimes translated into modern English as emperor. The feminine form is Samrajni. Chhatrapati is the Indian royal title equivalent to an emperor. The word Chhatrapati is from Sanskrit chhatra and pati. Chhatrapati thus indicates a person who gives shade to his followers and protects their success. Sapa Inca. The Sapa Inca, a Sapa Inca, also known as Apu Inca Capac, or simply Sapa, was the ruler of the kingdom of Cusco and, later, the emperor of the Inca Empire and the Neo-Inca state. High royal titles. King of Kings, mostly used in Christian contexts to denote Jesus Christ of the Christian Roman emperors of the late Empire and Byzantine periods. Shahanshah, literally King of Kings, in Middle Persian Sahan meaning King's King, quote, used in Persia and surrounding countries. Taiwan, literally Supreme King, a Korean title for the rulers of the Goryeo Empire and later dynasties such as the Kingdom of Joseon. Negus, an Agist title of the emperors of Ethiopia, meaning King of Kings. Mansa, title of the emperors of the Mali Empire, meaning King of Kings. Mepeta, Georgian for King of Kings. Kagin, derived from Khan of Khans, meaning King of Kings in the Mongol Empire, the Ottoman Empire and the Bulgarian Empire. High King, a king who rules over lesser kings. Maharaja, Sanskrit for a great king or high king. The feminine form is Maharani. Padishah, Persian Padmaster and Shah king, used in the Ottoman Empire. Annex, from Mycenaean Wanix for high king. Outrank Basileus in Mycenaean usage. Namlugal High Kings of ancient Sumer. Pharaoh, man of the great house, used in ancient Egypt to denote the high kings of the upper and lower kingdoms of the Nile River Valley. Ardri, Gaelic for high king, most notably used for high kings of Ireland and Scotland. Bretwalda, High Kings of Anglo-Saxon England. Jang Dai Perchuan Agong, the official title of the Malaysian head of state, means he who is made supreme lord, and is generally glossed in English as king. The office holder is elected from among the heads of the 9 royal states, so the office may also be analogous to that of a high king. Royal titles king, from the Germanic *Königast, roughly meaning son of the people. The realm of a king is termed a kingdom, Rex Latin for ruler, cognate with Raja, reign, regina, etc. Raja, Indian for ruler and king, cognate with Latin Rex, Gaelic etc. Rana was used to be a title for martial sovereignty of Rajput kings in India. Dashmuk, Indian for ruler and king. Gaelic title meaning king, of which there were several grades, the highest being Ardri, cognate with Indian Raja, Latin Rex, and ancient Gaulish Rix. Khan, from the Turco-Mongol word for lord, like duke, it was originally a military rank. Her Khan's realm is called the Khanek, Lamain, master of the land, or chief owner of the soil. In Old Sera language were the ancient hereditary kings and landed gentry of the Sera people, found in Senegal, the Gambia and Mauritania. The Lamains were guardians of Sera religion, and many of them have been canonized as holy saints. Is the Igbo word for the king, a ruler of a kingdom, a city-state. It is cognate with Obi and Igwe. Oba, the Yoruba word for king, a ruler of a kingdom, a city-state. It is used across all the traditional Yoruba lands, as well as by the Edo, throughout Nigeria, Benin, and Togo. Kabaka, king of Buganda, a realm within Uganda in East Africa. Shah, Persian word for king, from Indo-European for he who rules. Sultan, from Arabic and originally referring to one who had power, more recently used as synonym for king. Malik, Arabic for king. Tlatoani, ruler of the Atlipochtli, a city-state in ancient Mexico. Title of the Aztec emperors. The word literally means speaker in Nahuatl, but may be translated into English as king. Ajor, in Maya meaning lord, ruler, king, or leader, was the title of the ruler in the classic Maya polity, a variant being the title of Kanichajor, or great son king, as it was used to refer to the founder of the Copan dynasty, P. Kanichaksk Mo. Lakan, Filipino title which, together with the term Datu in the Visayas and Mindanao, is an equivalent of Raja and thus glossed as king, or sovereign prince. Tuanku is literally my lord, the title of the kings of the 9 royal states of Malaysia. All princes and princesses of the royal families also received the appellation Tengku, Maad, a Cynic, king of Siam, a pre-colonial kingdom of the Sera people. For the Old Sera title, Maad Saloum, king of Saloum, a pre-colonial kingdom of the Sera people. Ratu, a Fijian chiefly title that is also found in Javanese culture. Tain, king of Baol, previously a pre-colonial Sera kingdom. Nizam, the word is derived from the Arabic language nizam, meaning order, arrangement. Nizam al-Mulk was a title first used in Urdu around 1600 to mean governor of the realm, a deputy for the whole empire. Queen, from the Germanic *Quenis or *Quenon, wife, cognate of Greek gamma upsilon nuata, gyne, woman, from pi *gn, woman, the female equivalent of a king, or the consort of a king. A queen's realm is also a kingdom. Rani, Indian for queen. See Raja above. Shabanu is Persian for empress. See Shah above. Sultana, Arabic for queen. see Sultan above. Malika, Arabic for queen. Iksajor, see Ajor above. It was a title was also given to women, though generally prefixed with the sign X to indicate their gender. Dayun, Filipino feminine equivalent of Datu. See Datu Hara, Filipino feminine equivalent of Raja. See Raja above. Sovereign Grand Dukes or Grand Princes are considered to be part of the reigning nobility. Princely, ducal, and other sovereign titles. Prince, from the Latin princeps, meaning first citizen. The feminine form is princess. Variant forms include the German First and Russian Tsarevich and the feminine form Tsarevna. By Filipino feminine equivalent of a prince. Ampuan, Marana, royal title which literally means the one to whom one asks for apology. Jinu's ancient Filipino equivalent to nobleman or prince. Mortsa, a Tartar title usually translated as prince. It ranked below a Khan. The title was borrowed from Persian and Indian appellation Mirza added to the names of certain nobles, which itself derived from Emir. Nyaz, a title found in most Slavic languages, denoting a ruling or noble rank. It is usually translated into English as Duke, Despot, Greek for Lord, Master, initially an appellation for the Byzantine Emperor, later the senior court title, awarded to sons and close relatives of the emperor. In the 13th–15th centuries borne by autonomous and independent rulers in the Balkans. Duke, from the Latin dux, meaning leader, a military rank in the late Roman Empire. Variant forms include Doge and Duce. It has also been modified into Archduke, Grand Duke, Vice Duke, etc. The female equivalent is Duchess. Sheikh is often used as a title for Arab royal families. Some emirs of the Arabian Peninsula use the title Sheikh, as do other members of the extended family. Emir are often rendered Emir in older English usage from the Arabic to command. The female form is Emira. Emir is the root of the English military rank Admiral Mir. According to the book Persian Inscriptions on Indian Monuments, Mir is most probably an Arabized form of Pir. Pir in Old Persian and Sanskrit means the old, the wise man, the chief and the great leader. It was Arabized as Mir then, with L, it was pronounced as Amir. Bey or Beg, Beg, Turkish for chieftain. Begum, female royal and aristocratic title from Central and South Asia. Beylibi, Bey of Beys. Atabeg, word is a compound of two Turkish words, Ata, ancestor, and Beg. Beg Khan, concatenation of Beg and Khan. Kargan Bek, title used by Khazars. Bu-Umi, first in line to the throne in Syria pre-colonial kingdoms. Thilazd, second in line to the throne in Syria pre-colonial kingdoms. Lal, third in line to the throne in Syria country. Dey, title given to the rulers of the Regency of Algiers and Tripoli under the Ottoman Empire from 1671 onwards. Sahib, name of Arabic origin meaning holder, master or owner. Zamindar were considered to be equivalent to lords and barons. In some cases they were seen as independent, sovereign princes. Jagir, also spelled as Jagir, the feudal owner, lord of the Jagir, were called Jagirdar or Jagirdar. Sadar, also spelled as Sadar, Sardar, Sardar, is a title of nobility. Religious titles. Pope, derived from Latin and Italian papa, the familiar form of father, once wielding substantial secular power as the ruler of the Papal States and leader of Christendom. The Pope is also the absolute ruler of the sovereign state Vatican City. Also the title of the leader of the Coptic Church. Caliph was the ruler of the Caliphate, an Islamic title indicating the successor to Muhammad. Both a religious and a secular leader, the Ottoman sultans continued to use Caliph as another of the titles. However, in later Ottoman times the religious function was practically exercised by the Sheikh al-Islam. After the establishment of the Turkish Republic, a solely religious caliphate, held by members of the Sultan's family, was established for a short period of time. Saltig, the high priests and priestesses of the Sera people. They are the diviners in Sera religion. Other sovereigns, royals, peerage, a major nobility. Several ranks were widely used for both sovereign rulers and non-sovereigns. Additional knowledge about the territory in historic period is required to know whether the rank holder was a sovereign or non-sovereign. However, joint precedence among rank holders often greatly depended on whether a rank holder was sovereign, whether of the same rank or not. This situation was most widely exemplified by the Holy Roman Empire in Europe. Almost all of the following ranks were commonly both sovereign and non-sovereign within the HRE. Outside of the HRE, the most common sovereign rank of these below was that of prince. Within the HRE, those holding the following ranks who were also sovereigns had what was known as an immediate relationship with the emperor. Those holding non-sovereign ranks held only a mediate relationship. Titles: Archduke, ruler of an archduchy, used exclusively by the Habsburg dynasty and its junior branch of Habsburg-Lorraine, which ruled the Holy Roman Empire, the Austrian Empire, and the Austro-Hungarian Empire, for imperial family members of the dynasty, each retaining it as a subsidiary title when founding sovereign cadet branches by acquiring thrones under different titles. It was also used for those ruling some Habsburg territories, such as those that became the modern so-called Benelux nations. The title was created in 1358 by the Habsburgs themselves to establish a precedence of the princes over the other title holders of high nobility of the era. Therefore, the rank was not recognized by the other ruling dynasties until 1453. Grand Duke, ruler of her duchy, nowadays considered to be in precedence the third highest monarchical rank in the Western world, after emperor and king or queen. Grand Prince, ruler of her principality, a title primarily used in the medieval Kievan-Rus principalities. It was also used by the Romanovs of the Russian Empire for members of the imperial family, although then it is more commonly translated into English as Grand Duke, Duke, ruler of a duchy, also for junior members of ducal and some Grand-ducal families. Prince, junior members of a royal, Grand-ducal, ruling ducal or princely, or mediatized family. The title of first was usually reserved, from the 19th century, for rulers of principalities, the smaller sovereign entities, and for heads of high-ranking, noble but non-ruling families. Cadets of these latter families were generally not allowed to use prince, being accorded only the style of count or, occasionally, that of first, even though it was also a ruling title. Exceptional use of prince was permitted for some morganatic families and a few others. In particular, crown prince was reserved for the heir apparent of an emperor or king. Dauphin, title of the crown prince of the royal family of France, as he was the de jure ruler of the Dauphiné region in southeastern France. Infante, title of the cadet members of the royal families of Portugal and Spain. Elector, a rank for those who voted for the Holy Roman Emperor, usually sovereign of a state. Marquis, margrave, or marquis, was the ruler of a marquisate, margraviate, or march. Landgrave, a German title, ruler of a landgraviate. Count, theoretically the ruler of a county, known as an earl in modern Britain, known as a graf in German, known as a Srda in Montenegro and Serbia. Viscount, theoretically the ruler of a viscounty or viscountcy. Freiherr, a German word meaning literally free master or free lord, is the German equivalent of the English term baron, with the important difference that unlike the British baron, he is not a peer of the realm. Baron, theoretically the ruler of a barony. Some barons in some countries may have been free barons, and as such regarded as high barons. Regarding the titles of Grand Duke, Duke and Prince, in all European countries the sovereign Grand Duke is considered to be the third highest monarchic title in precedence after Emperor and King. In Germany, a sovereign duke outranks a sovereign prince, a cadet prince who belongs to an imperial or royal dynasty, however, may outrank a duke who is the cadet of a reigning house, e.g. Württemberg, Bavaria, Mecklenburg or Oldenburg. The children of a sovereign Grand Duke may be titled Prince or Duke in accordance with the customs of the dynasty. The heir of the throne of a Hitachi is titled Hereditary Grand Duke as soon as he reaches the full legal age. Children of a sovereign duke and of a ruling prince were, however, all titled Prince. The heir apparent to a ruling immediatized title would usually prepend the prefix erb to his or her title, e.g. Erbherzog, Prince, Erbgraf, to distinguish the status from that of the junior siblings. Children of immediatized first were either Prinzengrafen, depending upon whether the princely title was limited to descent by masculine primogeniture or not. In the German non-sovereign nobility, a duke still ranked higher than a prince. Minor nobility, gentry, and other aristocracy. The distinction between the ranks of the major nobility and the minor nobility, listed here, was not always a sharp one in all nations, but the precedence of the ranks of a baronet or a knight is quite generally accepted for where this distinction exists for most nations. Here the rank of baronet is taken as the highest rank among the ranks of the minor nobility and gentry that are listed below. Titles: baronet is a hereditary title ranking below baron but above knight. This title is granted only in the British Isles and does not confer nobility. Dominus was the Latin title of the feudal, superior and mean lords, and also an ecclesiastical and academical title. Vidame, a minor French aristocrat. Vavasseur, also a petty French feudal lord. Seigneur, a lord of the manor, rules a smaller local fief. Knight is the basic rank of the aristocratic system. Patrician is a dignity of minor nobility, a gentry usually ranking below knight but above a squire. Hidalgo is a minor Portuguese and Spanish aristocrat. Nobile is an Italian title of nobility for prestigious families that never received a title. Principal, the aristocratic class of Filipino nobles, through whom the Spanish monarchs ruled the Philippines during the colonial period. Edler is a minor aristocrat in Germany and Austria during those countries' respective imperial periods. Jonkheer is an honorific for members of noble Dutch families that never received a title. An untitled noblewoman is styled jonkvrouw, though the wife of a jonkheer is a mevrouw or, sometimes, freule, which could also be used by daughters of the same. Skatable is a minor Polish aristocrat. Scottish baron is a hereditary feudal nobility dignity outside the Scots peerage, recognised by Lord Lyon as a member of the Scots noblesse and ranking below a knight but above a Scottish laird in the British system. However, Scottish barons on the European continent are considered and treated equal to European barons. Laird is a Scottish hereditary feudal dignity ranking below a Scottish baron but above an esquire. A squire is a rank of gentry originally derived from squire and indicating the status of an attendant to a knight, an apprentice knight or a manorial lord. It ranks below knight but above gentleman. Junker is a noble honorific meaning young nobleman or otherwise young lord. Gentleman is the basic rank of gentry, historically primarily associated with land within British Commonwealth nations. It is also roughly equivalent to some minor nobility of some continental European nations. Bibi means miss in Urdu and is frequently used as a respectful title for women in South Asia when added to the given name. In Germany, the Constitution of the Weimar Republic in 1919 ceased to accord privileges to members of dynastic and noble families. Their titles henceforth became legal parts of the family name, and traditional forms of address ceased to be accorded to them by governmental entities. The last title was conferred on the 12th of November 1918 to Kurt von Kleffel. The actual rank of a title holder in Germany depended not only on the nominal rank of the title, but also the degree of sovereignty exercised, the rank of the title holder's suzerain, and the length of time the family possessed its status within the nobility. Thus, any reigning sovereign ranks higher than any deposed immediatized sovereign. However, former holders of higher titles in extant monarchies retained the relative rank i.e. a Queen Dowager of Belgium outranks the reigning Prince of Liechtenstein. Members of a formerly sovereign immediatized house rank higher than the nobility. Among the nobility, those whose titles derive from the Holy Roman Empire rank higher than the holder of an equivalent title granted by one of the German monarchs after 1806. In Austria, nobility titles may no longer be used since 1918. In Switzerland, nobility titles are prohibited and are not recognized as part of the family name. Corresponding titles of nobility between languages. Below is a comparative table of corresponding royal and noble titles in various European countries. Quite often, a Latin third declension noun formed a distinctive feminine title by adding is to its space, but usually the third declension noun was used for both male and female nobles, except for imperator and rex. Third declension nouns are italicized in this chart. See royal and noble styles to learn how to address holders of these titles properly.